What's up, travellers? Welcome back to the channel. SJ Aviation HQ coming at you with another model review for you guys today. This is the model review of the Cebu Pacific Airbus A330-900neo by Gemini Jets. Before we go any further into the video though, if you are new to the channel, welcome to SJ Aviation HQ. If you like the content of model airport updates, model unboxings, and of course model airplane reviews, go ahead and subscribe to the channel below. If you have made it this far into the video, go ahead and throw this video a thumbs up, and of course dim that bell icon next to the subscribe button for future notifications for future videos. As mentioned, this model review is of the Cebu Pacific A330-900neo by Gemini Jets. This model here wasn't actually released by Gemini Jets in a official monthly release. It was released along on the side of a release, I guess. As of course, Cebu Pacific is an airline that is pretty strict with their licensing, and of course the fact that this box it has no marketing details of it being by Gemini Jets or any kind of licensing details or any barcodes for that matter, shows you that it is unlicensed, and but it's very nice that Gemini Jets has come out with this model. So before we go ahead and show you the box, I'm going to read out some information about the airline of Cebu Pacific, and then some information about the aircraft that we're looking at today. So Cebu Pacific Air, operating as Cebu Pacific, is a Philippine low-cost airline based in Cebu in the Philippines. Founded on August 26, 1988, and commencing operations under its current name on March 8, 1996, Cebu Pacific is Asia's oldest low-cost airline and operates scheduled flights to both domestic and international destinations from their main hubs in Cebu and Manila. Of course, Manila being the capital city of the Philippines. According to planespotters.net, Cebu Pacific has an aircraft fleet consisting of 68 aircraft, including 7 Airbus A330s, that is 3 of the Airbus A330-300s and 4 of the A330-900neos, with 3 further A330-900neos soon to be delivered that will eventually replace the remaining A330-300s. On May the 16th, 2016, Cebu Pacific became a founding member of the Value Alliance. That includes Scoot out of Singapore, Jeju Air out of South Korea, Nok Air out of Thailand, and Vanilla Air out of Japan. Of course, all of them being low-cost carriers. So going into some information about this aircraft now. The MSN number of this aircraft, or the manufacturer serial number, is 2001. This aircraft here is an Airbus A330-900neo. Of course, it is a 941neo because 41 is the Airbus designated code for Airbus-built aircraft equipped with Rolls-Royce engines. This aircraft here performed its first flight on September the 22nd, 2021. As of today, this aircraft is 1.2 years old. This aircraft here wore the test registration Foxtrot-Whiskey Kilo Papa, or for those that aren't too familiar with the phonetic alphabet, that would be F-WWKP. This aircraft here was built and produced in Toulouse, France. Of course, Toulouse, France is where the main factory or plant for where Airbus does their building of aircraft, and of course the production of aircraft, their flight tests, etc. Of course, Airbus do have the plant out in Hamburg, but of course Hamburg is mainly where the Airbus narrow bodies are built, and particularly the A321neo family. But of course Toulouse is where like the A330neos and the A350s and some of the A320neo family, including the A319neo and the 320neo, and I believe also in Toulouse is where the ATRs are also built and produced as well. And this airframe is currently active, which means this aircraft is currently on the network of Cebu Pacific. So the registration of the aircraft that we're looking at today is Romeo Papa-Charlie 3900. Again, for those that aren't too familiar with the phonetic alphabet, that would be RP-C3900. This aircraft again is an Airbus A330-900neo that was delivered to Cebu Pacific on November the 25th, 2021, actually a year ago today, as of recording, so happy birthday to this aircraft. This aircraft is equipped with two Rolls-Royce Trent 7072 engines. This aircraft here was leased from the Avalon leasing group, I guess, and was ferried between Toulouse and Manila in the Philippines between November the 27th and 28th of 2021 on its delivery flight. So that's the information out of the way. It's actually quite cool to know that this video has been filmed on the year anniversary of this aircraft being delivered to the airline. No coincidence, I just decided to do this video today, as of course I know it has been rather lackluster in terms of the uploading of videos, but my apologies for that. So I am quite glad to get this video out for you guys. So looking at the box momentarily, here we have a rather simplistic box. As I mentioned, this model here wasn't actually released by Gemini Jets in a monthly release. There is a reason for that. As I mentioned, Cebu Pacific is quite strict in terms of getting licensing for model aircraft, which is, I guess, Gemini Jets did ask for this aircraft to be delivered, and I guess Cebu Pacific kind of maybe requested that Gemini Jets wouldn't put any marketing details on the aircraft's box, however. But of course we have the 2D rendering of the aircraft here, of the A330neo in this beautiful Cebu Pacific livery. And down here we have some pretty simplistic writing, 1 different to scale Cebu Pacific A330-900neos, and those titles are seen right around the box here, apart from the top of the box, where it has the warning details instead of the large titles showing what aircraft it is. And on the back we just have the right hand side of this aircraft, which is quite rare, I must say. But I guess we usually see the right side on the back of the box of a Gemini Jets box anyway. But of course here is the left side, and the other side is the right side, of course. They did a similar thing with the A330-300, I believe, their release of it. I think it was Romeo Papa Charlie 3477, I think it might have been, or it might have been 3447, not too sure, but it was one of the most recent ones to be retired out of the fleet. And that was released with a completely white box, so very nice to see this model being released. I purchased this from First Class Collectibles. I believe I got the only one off the website. But if you are wanting to go ahead and check out the First Class Collectibles website, there will be a link in the description below. Based out of Hong Kong, they have a great array of model aircraft on there, pretty cheap if you're in the Asia Pacific region. Not too sure about how the shipping would be if you're based in the likes of Europe or North America, but it's always worth a look at. So go ahead and check out the link in the description below. So now that the reading out of the aircraft, the airline and the aircraft is done, and of course the showcasing of the box, let's go ahead and check out the model. And here we have the absolutely stunning Cebu Pacific Airbus A330-900neo by Gemini Jets, looking absolutely gorgeous indeed. As mentioned, this model wasn't actually released in a monthly release by Gemini Jets, but was released along to the side of the releases. Of course, this model, as I mentioned, is unlicensed by Cebu Pacific, or it could have been released with permission by Cebu Pacific, but without the Gemini Jets markings on marketing on the box itself. So in this part of the video, I'm going to showcase the model up close to the camera, giving you some nice up close imagery of the details on this model, and also giving you some nice information along the way as we move down the aircraft. So let's go ahead and dive straight into the model review. So zooming in first and foremost into the model, picking up the model for you guys. Here is a nice up close view of the nose area. Right in the middle of the shot you can see the outline of the nose cone. Inside the nose cone is the weather radar. Now that is used to detect storms along the flight path to give the pilots a visual indication of rainfall intensity and the possibility of turbulence. This enables the crew to navigate around any potential hazardous areas along the flight path that is assigned for their flight. Very cool. Here we have the nice raccoon mask around the cockpit windows there, and just at the bottom of them we can see the window wipers there for the cockpit windows. On the side of the aircraft here we can make out the flag of the Philippines, and below that we can see the black titles of the Airbus A330neo. To the right of that we can see a 25th anniversary decal there, celebrating the 25th anniversary of Cebu Pacific as an airline. There is the L1 passenger door of this aircraft, and on the bottom we can see the nose gear just here, just to give you a bit of a view there. The gears do roll, but I'm not. When I unbox this model on a live stream on Instagram, I will leave the Instagram handle at the bottom left corner of the video here. I did notice that the main gears don't really roll. Perhaps that is I did kind of think that may be an indication as well that this one wasn't licensed, but it could also be a model fault. Who knows? But on the nose gear door, it's I think the nose gear is a little bit too deep inside the hole where the nose gear goes in, but we can see the 2 digits there, 00, as of course the registration is Romeo Papa Charlie 3900, the last 2 digits of the registration there. Here we have the very large blue Cebu Pacific titles just here, very cool. And on the top of the aircraft we can make out the antenna on this aircraft. Should be a beacon light. There it is in the middle of the shot there. Here is the L2 boarding door. That's the main boarding door on this aircraft, very cool. Here is some details on the aircraft here. Now we have the pedostatic system here that is used to determine an aircraft's airspeed, Mach number, altitude and altitude trends. And moving down back here we can see in the middle of the shot we can see the pitot tube that is used to measure fluid flow velocity, and also below that would be the AOA, or the angle of attack sensor that offers the visual indication of the amount of lift the wings are generated at a given airspeed or angle of bank. Very nice. Moving down here we have the landing light on this aircraft. Very interesting way to showcase the landing light. And of course we can see the area where the aircraft is joined with the fuselage, otherwise known as the fairing. Very nice. And here we have the number 1 engine of this A330neo. Of course this is the Rolls-Royce Trent 7072 engine. Very cool. We can see through the engine. Of course this mold is the JC Wings mold. For those that aren't too familiar, Gemini Jets has an agreement with JC Wings so that they are able to use the mold. Very cool. This is one of my favourite molds of the 330neo. Of course Phoenix models don't really have a bad 330 mold. I do have a 330-900neo by Phoenix models, but I don't think I have done a model review of it. My Azul A330neo by the Brazilian carrier. So I should do a model review of that in the near future. So do look out for that. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel below if you haven't done so already, and turn that bell icon for when that video goes live. Here is this side's landing gear. As you can see, the landing gear don't roll, they don't pivot either, so that is another indication that this aircraft isn't licensed. Here is some nice details along the wing. Very cool. As you can see, the wing is nicely detailed. At the end we have the red navigation light, and beside it we see the strobe light there. And here we have the iconic sharklet of the A330neo. I believe it is this side or is the other side. The other side's wing sharklet here is curved quite a lot. I think that's a model flaw. but you'll be able to see when I put this aircraft in a nose angle, which I'll show you in earlier in the video, later in the video, giving a comparison of the angle of the sharklets. Here we have the L3 door that is mainly used in the event of emergencies. Here is this antenna here, and another one further down the aircraft. Here is the L4 door. This also can be used in the event of boarding or disembarking via the apron. And here is the registration: Romeo Papa Charlie 3900, or again, for those that aren't too familiar with the phonetic alphabet, that would be RP-C3900. And then here we have a nice view of the tail fin here, very nice indeed. I do like how the yellow stands out on the Cebu Pacific livery. And here we have the bird decals here. Not too sure what the bird is. Let me just rephrase that. Not too sure how this bird is symbolic to the Philippines. So if you are from the Philippines and you would like to let me know, go ahead and check it. Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. Here is the side elevator. Of course, another one on the other side. In the middle of the shot, you can just make out the tail light there. That is used in the event of night operations to give a visual indication to the ATC about who the operator of the aircraft is. Could be used as a marketing tool for anyone within an airfield or around an airfield, whether they're in the terminal or not. And of course, another one of those identification devices for for the pilots that are up within the airfield as well. And there's also another one in the middle of the shot there. You can just see it there. And here is the auxiliary power unit, otherwise abbreviated as the APU. Moving along to the other side of the aircraft momentarily, here we have the right side of the aircraft. So all the doors on this side are known as the R1 or 1R doors, because the letter R is symbolizing the word right. Of course, the other side, the 1L or L1, the L representing the word left. Here we have the four biggest compartment here. Here we have those pedostatic system again. And here we have the landing light again in there. Here we have the number 2 engine of this aircraft. Moving down, we can see the green navigation light and the strobe lights there. Here we have the registration on top of the wing. If I can just get it into the shot there. There we go. Very nice indeed. And there's another showcasing of the sharklet there, giving you what the interior of the sharklet. If I can just get into the shot. There we go. Moving down the aircraft, we can see on the bottom, well, this should be on the bottom, perhaps not in this case. There should be the Romeo turbine there. Here we have the rear baggage compartment, another one just beside that, and here we have the close-up view of the tail fin again. Moving to the bottom of the aircraft now, giving you some nice close-up imagery of this. Here we have the bottom of the nose gear doors, very cool. Moving down, we can see the anti-collision beacon light in the middle there, and some nice details of where the air vents are, etc. Here are the outline of the landing gear doors, and of course there is the stand hole for anyone who uses a stand for their 400 scale aircraft. Some nice details of the flaps and the slats, and there's the exterior of the sharklet. And here we have the registration of the aircraft again, and another exterior of the sharklet there. You could just see there are some cracks in the paint. That is probably because the sharklet is quite bent, more curved than it should be. It kind of looks A350 like, which I'll show you shortly. And here is the exterior or the entryway of the APU, auxiliary power unit. Let's just have a look at the comparison of the Sharklet. If I can get it into the shot, perhaps. Right, you can just make out that the Sharklet is quite curved on this side, whereas on this side it is normal, the normal curvature. So let's have a look again. As you can see, it's quite bent to the top of the aircraft Sharklet, but in hindsight, I have tried to fix that detail, but of course it was quite challenging. I mean, I didn't really want to end up breaking the Sharklet off. So if anyone who is watching this has an idea about how I could possibly bend the Sharklet back to its normal position, let me know in the comment section below, and your help would be thoroughly appreciated. So that would do it for the main part of the video, the model review of this Cebu Pacific A330neo by Gemini Jets, unreleased model by Gemini Jets. If you enjoyed what you saw, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Comment what you liked in this video. If you want to get this model yourself, once it is in stock, I mentioned before that I'll leave the link in the description below to First Class Collectibles based out in Hong Kong. Go ahead and check them out. Go ahead and dim that bell icon below for notification for future videos, as I have a great bunch of model reviews coming very soon, and another airport update coming very soon. I think it will be number 18 in terms of the series of airport updates for the channel of Airstra International Airport. I'm going to go ahead and check out my other social media accounts. All the links will be in the description below if you want to go ahead and check them out. There's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, part of a Discord server. There's the website link, and of course coming soon to the social realm of Airstra Productions is the Patreon account. Because Instagram is where I'm most active in terms of my social interactions. That's where I post my the photos of the model aircraft that come into my model collection. That's where I update in terms of all the ins and outs of the networks, the new services, the services that are ending, host live streams of unboxings and the release streams. So when Gemini Jets releases a model release, I announce them on a stream, go through the release, etc. And of course, if you want to stay up to date in terms of everything that I do on social media, whether it is Instagram, YouTube, the upcoming Patreon account, when the website gets updated, etc., that's where I do most of that. So go ahead and support me on there by checking the link out below. Also on Instagram, I have the Infinite Flight page. I've got a plane spotting page as well, and of course my livery designs account where I showcase the livery designs I make on Adobe Photoshop, etc. Go ahead and check all those links below. Facebook and Twitter are basically my secondary accounts, or the backup accounts, I guess, of all of my content in terms of whether it is Instagram or YouTube. For Airstra Productions, Airstra Productions is mainly the parent company brand, I guess, of everything that I do on social media. So that is very nice details there. If you want to come along and join a Discord server based around aviation, the Global Aviation Alliance, what we're doing there, we basically talk about everything aviation, models, liveries, favorite aircraft, favorite models, anything you want to talk about aviation, we do it on there. Flight simulators, whether you're into X-Plane, Microsoft, or Infinite Flight, like me and a great bunch of other avid app geeks on there. Come along and join the Global Aviation Alliance. Do let me know below if you want to come along and join that, and I'll pass it on to one of the admins to get your application sorted. A new website for Airstra International Airport is live to the public. The link will be in the description below, but if you want to go ahead and check out that website, go ahead and check it out via a PC or a laptop, as of course the website is not yet compatible for a mobile device. And of course, coming soon to the social realm, as mentioned, will be my Ashley Productions Patreon account. That, of course, is where you could potentially help me out in affording new model aircraft to be reviewed by me for you guys to enjoy on YouTube, as of course these days the models by NG Models, Gemini Jets, Phoenix Models, AV400, etc., JC Wings as well, are rather expensive, so that would help me out. And of course you could also help me out in affording new video editing softwares to provide you guys with better graphics on the screen, intros, outros, background music, animated logos on the screen while you're watching videos. And of course, I am hoping to ramp up a new setup for my channel, for my airport as well. And I'm wanting to expand my airport to a bigger display, a bigger diorama. So it would be helpful if I was able to have some support in doing so as well. Also wanting to start doing live streams in terms of my progress on Infinite Flight, so I would probably need some more kind of desktop screens and like big monitors, etc. So would be helpful if that would be able to be supplied as well in terms of help. So that Patreon account is going to be launched sometime in the next couple of weeks, or maybe even going into the next into the new year. So do look out for the updates regarding that on Instagram. The first link in the description below. So that will do it for today's video, guys. The Cebu Pacific A330neo model review by Gemini Jets. If you enjoyed what you saw, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Comment what you enjoyed. Share this video to your friends or anyone who may be interested in checking this video out. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and dim that bell icon to be notified for future videos coming soon to the channel. If you did like this video and you want to see more, go ahead and check out the playlist of all the model reviews I've done so far on the channel on the right hand side. On the left hand side will be my most recent video on the channel, and in the middle is where you can subscribe. But until next time, guys, fly safe, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.